Hi Taurus, welcome to your reading for April. So just going to be a general spread. I know I've been a little bit sporadic. I don't know if I'll be able to get to all of the signs. If you have a preference, if you're hoping I do a certain sign, definitely leave a comment. I'm going to try my best. I'm in the process of moving, process of building a house. There's just so much going on. It's so exciting, but at the same time, it's just a lot. And I feel like, similarly in the world, there's just, look at the news. It's like squirrel. You don't even know where to look. There's so much going on. It's like, it's intense. And it feels, at the root of it, it feels really good. It feels really positive. This month we have a solar eclipse. We also have Mercury retrograde. It feels like a lot, but it also feels good. At the same time, sorry, I know I'm just kind of vomiting out a lot of information, but it feels like also frustrating. So there's like this mix of, and it also feels like, there's something happening that immediately have that Mercury retrograde. So it feels like there's like a little bit of push-pull. I also feel like that in the market if you invest a lot. I've been waking up and certain things I've invested in are up 30%, down 30%. I've kind of expected this with the things that I invest in, but at the same time, it's like, whoa, things are happening and things are starting to move up or down. I know my foundation, I know what I see coming, and it's exciting. It really is exciting, but expect change. Okay, messages for Taurus that would be helpful for the month of April. Messages for the sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, whoever found their way here. Messages for the sign of Taurus, please. Oops, one. Knight of Swords. Messages for Taurus. Ace of Wands. What's going on for Taurus this month? Nine of Cups. So interesting. As I feel this, I was touching this, it feels like weird message with this. It's almost like I told you so, or like I knew it. I knew that this was coming. So there's almost like there's a mental clarity or like an inclination or some sort of like, I feel like guidance towards what's coming. And it's almost like I knew it. And it's in a good way too. This might not appear this month, but I'm seeing like there's an inclination that something's coming. There's something new beginning. It has to do with your passions. It has to do with work. It has to do with career. It also, career could be like motherhood. For some people, that's their career. That's one of the most important jobs on earth. There's something new though coming here in regards to what you want, and it feels like it brings emotional happiness. I'm really drawn to say career though. I'm not seeing any pentacles so far, but that's what I'm getting also. So heavy focus, emphasis on career. I feel that energy is amplifying. Especially those of you that might have been looking for a long time, or might have been waiting for a career to sort out or finances to sort out for a long time. So maybe you've made investments and it's almost like, I think I said this to Leo, it's almost like there's a drop and then a kickoff. So there's a drop and then a run. So if there's a drop and you're getting, well, gosh, you're going to really have to use your intuition. I'm not a financial advisor, but if you are steadfast and positive in your intuition, your feelings, I know you're not supposed to go off that in the markets, but I'm seeing there's a drop and a kickoff. So if you're positive in your strategy or your investments, trust it. So interesting. I definitely feel like there's some sort of turnaround though. Some sort of surprise almost. Page of Pentacles. I was thinking about your money, thinking about your roots. We have this eclipse. I feel like setting an intention before it happens. So soon start writing down what you'd like to shift, because I feel like there's a theme going on. We have one more eclipse, this is Taurus, Scorpio. Anyway, I feel like there's this theme happening here and kind of closing out. It feels like it's in regards to your roots, your finances though specifically. So you could be thinking about a new career. I really feel though getting clear about this change, because it's beginning. There's something here beginning. Ace of Wands to the Page of Pentacles. This idea is kind of, there's motion to it. I feel like there's fire kind of starting to, it's like a spark. Nine of Swords, a little bit stressed out, a little bit overwhelmed. This is where I feel like that pullback. Hierophant. Some of you are getting a new job. Some of you are getting engaged too. I'm getting that as well. Could be going back to school, could be teaching for some of you. Obviously not everybody. You could be getting a teaching job. You can be serving, being of service in some sort of way. Education in some sort of way. I feel like also sharing in some sort of way. So this might be more big picture stuff. So if you feel like your purpose on earth is to share some things, share some sort of skill set or knowledge set that only you have, or that you know you are here to share, that's coming. If you've been living in a little bit of doubt or worry about it, this is encouraging you and welcoming you to kind of know what you know, be in your power, be in your strength, know that you are here to do your divine role, your divine purpose in life, but only you know what that is. And this is, to me, kind of figuring that out, kind of seeing through the smoke and mirrors, seeing through the illusions. I mean, the illusions right now, they're thick, it's cloudy. Some people can see really clear. It's wonderful, but some people, I mean, it's almost like we live in two different universes. That's fine, but I do feel like there's this movement in this collective direction that's positive. And we kind of have to sit here for a moment, and it feels like right smack, kind of like now. I'm getting the 20th. I don't know if there's any significance to that number, but it feels like now until about that time, like mid to late month, it's a little bit murky in like in the world. Financially though, I just feel so excited. This is a strange message. I'm being drawn back to when Uranus first went direct in Taurus. I started talking a lot about, especially for Tauruses, figuring out what you love to do that doesn't, you kind of have to put out to the side, like if money were no object. And we've talked a lot about, passion projects becoming the main source of income. I also feel like leadership when it comes to like a humanitarian type of work or projects. I know this might not make sense right now, but I feel like there's a building up to this, and we're going all the way to like almost the end of this year, where I feel like this will come back around again and it's almost like more possible, or it might get started. So for me, I also have a dream, kind of exercising what I've learned in South America, bringing it back to the United States, and kind of progressing where I'm at now and getting like a bigger piece of land and a bigger community and growing this and sharing what I know and kind of being this, well, anyways, I won't go into this magician hierophant. That's kind of essentially the role, but I feel like and I don't know how I'm gonna get there. I feel like there is something here coming in, and it has to do with like your clarity, your intelligence, your know-how, the work that you've done, something behind you that is like what you're good at, what you're meant to be good at, what you're meant to do, what you're meant to share. Because look, it's growing though. It's the Knight to the Queen. It feels very creative to me. That's what I'm getting here with the Hierophant as well. Or you're creating a solution. Some of you are creating a solution that is right now, it's a burden on your mind. You're creating a solution, finding like an intermediary. If you're in like a pickle, or if you're in a difficult situation, if you already have like a business, you're trying to save it or it's struggling, I'm seeing there's a solution coming in here. You might have to spend a little bit of money. Okay, sorry, I know that's not a message for everybody, but that's coming through. Knight of Cups here, there's a new direction though, that I feel like I'm glad I made the sacrifices. I'm glad I made this decision. It might be a small financial sacrifice, or it might be seemingly missing out on a little bit of money initially. Like for example, like I'm seeing a chart of a stock, like something goes down and then it takes off. The Magician here, this to me is the Alchemist. I feel like we're kind of entering into this new experience, this new era, this new frequency where we have, I feel like I'm seeing like a new cycle. It feels very significant though. It feels very big, and it feels almost like beyond what we can imagine. I really feel emphasis beyond what we can imagine. That's why I'm kind of emphasizing doing these exercises of imagining if money were no object, what would you be doing? I feel like that might actually be a really difficult exercise for some people, because the weight of the world right now is very, very heavy. And that's, again, that dip before the rip. I know that's a terrible metaphor, but I keep seeing it. And we're here in this dip right now. April's going to be, I mean, March was already intense enough. I feel like April is going to be intense all the way up until your birthday. I feel like there is this, it's like contraction. It's almost like a, what is it? Supernova. It's like then this expansion. I just feel it being so transformative in a positive way, despite the seemingly heaviness, the wanting to give up, the overstressing, the over worry. And this is also inviting you, kind of going from this to the Hierophant. To me feels like letting faith in, letting God in, letting spirit in, letting your heart open, letting it relax, letting it shed this energy of fear. Gosh, it's bringing me back. I used to work with this person, one of my businesses, and they taught sacred geometry. It's very interesting because it aligns very strongly with my understanding of in shamanism, and seeing like it's almost like if you think of, you know, those boards where they put some salt on it and then they play a musical note and it turns into like a different beautiful frequency, whether it's like almost like a flower of life looking thing or something like all jaded and incoherent looking. That's kind of how frequencies like fear or like love, they look completely different when you're kind of looking at from a perspective of, I guess I want to say like a shaman or anybody that's kind of trained in this weird world. When you're breaking through it though, it's so uncomfortable because it's almost like every cell, every part of you is breaking through and experiencing a whole new formation, I guess is what I want to say. And that's what I'm kind of seeing here. There's like this whole new formation, and that's where we get to the Magician. It's the number one. It's the very new beginning of a new hero's journey. So it's almost like this feeling like I'm going through a Saturn return. There's a whole new me emerging. Even if you're not at that phase in your life, I'm kind of feeling that energy where I'm ready for a breakthrough. I'm ready for a new me. I'm ready for a new experience altogether. And I'm happy to walk away from things that are causing me stress, or I'm happy to make financial sacrifices if it's going to get me where I want to go. Enough is kind of the feeling I'm getting. But that's where I feel the breakthrough as well. I want to see what this Ace of Wands is about. I'm a Taurus too. I'm a Taurus Sun. Taurus Venus. Most of my sign is, most of my makeup is fixed. Leo Sun, Aquarius Moon. So fun right now, guys. So fun. Having so much fun. So much change. All right. Enough rambling. What's this Ace of Wands about for Taurus? What is this? Okay, too many. What's this Ace of Wands about for Taurus this month, please? What's this Ace of Wands? Okay, two cards. The King of Pentacles and the Artist. There's a new beginning here. Some of you might be working on projects. I know I'm working on a million different projects. It's so fun. And it has relating to my root system, my pentacles, my stability. This is about taking leadership of it though, being your own boss and creating a beautiful dream for yourself. And this is just the start. My goodness, this is so exciting. This is so exciting. This is just the start. Look at in the background of this artist. There's a castle in the background. It's like the tree of life. Everything in your life is interconnected. Every single experience, whether it seems good or bad, it's part of this interconnected web that's meant to be. If you believe in that, I believe in that for sure. Nothing is of chance. And when you see the world from that perspective, everything becomes a miracle. You know, things can easily slide off your back like water when you're like, oh my gosh, this is supposed to happen. Why is this happening? And kind of going to it without letting it emotionally overwhelm you, especially in this time where everything, it's like an emotional trigger or trying to manipulate you in some sort of way. If you can kind of step back and say, okay, I can handle this. It's almost like a warrior. I see through the BS. I mean, that's what I get with the Knight of Swords. I'm moving through this. I see super clear. Same with the Queen of Swords. I feel that. I mean, you don't mess around with the Queen of Swords. Chop off your head. Okay, let's see what this Hierophant's about. And then we'll get a card from the Osho Zen Tarot. One message that clarifies this Hierophant, excuse me, one card that clarifies this Hierophant, please. What's this Hierophant about? It's Taurus's energy. Why is it here? The world. Yeah, there's a big new beginning. Especially, I feel like some of you too, also for your faith. I mean, everything's again interconnected. There's definitely a spiritual shift going on. If you have a religion, I feel like there's going to be things coming out about religion, about truth, about this can be, I mean, I feel like the world is like a conclusion to an era, but an opening up of a new era. So faith might be expanding. I mean, I feel like even as I'm saying this is going to be different for everybody. You might come to this point where you're feeling like you're losing faith and it's renewed. This month is a lot. I feel like get excited though. Last month I did a lot of readings for Tauruses. And interestingly, I kept seeing a lot of people kept getting this Tower card. And I was like, huh, that's interesting. And as I was doing somebody else's reading, I also got the message in the middle of the reading. I didn't tell the person. I was like, this is for you too. I was like, I never do my own readings. I should do more. Well, I don't know if I need them, but I do like them. A reading for myself every once in a while. But that tarot card, that tower was definitely for me. Unforeseen move, scrambling to get everything ready. Oh my gosh. But it's not a bad thing. At this point, when I get towers in my life, I'm like, great, things are just moving a little faster. I would like this to not have gone this way, but it's all good. I can handle it. It's a little annoying, whatever. Okay, great. I was going to do the Osho Zen Tarot. Let's get a card from there. One message for the sign of Taurus that would be helpful for them to hear and see at this moment, for this month of April. One message for Taurus. Again, let me know any other signs you'd like to see. I probably won't get to them all this month. I'm still in the middle of a move, 2 days away. But I will try my best. I shouldn't exaggerate. I do have time, but it's just a lot. And there's a lot going on in the world. Plus I'm a Taurus. I'm mostly interested in what's going on with Taurus. Okay. Projections. Yeah, I love this card. I love this. I mean, when you can see somebody, you know, that comes into your life, whether you like them or not, seeing this as a projection of a part of you, whether it's the dark side or the light side, integrating it. What part of me is triggered right now? What part of me doesn't like what I'm seeing? What part of me is able to be triggered? Why am I able to be triggered? Taking responsibility. But let's read this. Let me find it. Give me a second. Projections. Okay. Let's see. Okay, the commentary. The man and woman in this card are facing each other, yet they are not able to see each other clearly. Each is projecting an image they have constructed in their minds, covering the real face of the person they are looking at. All of us can get caught up in projecting movies of our own making onto the situations and people surrounding us. It happens when we are not fully aware of our own expectations, desires, judgments. Instead of taking responsibility for them and owning them, we try to attribute them to others. A projection can be devilish or divine, disturbing or comforting, but it is a projection nonetheless, a cloud that prevents us from seeing reality as it is. The only way out is to recognize the game. When you find a judgment arising about another, turn it around. Does what you see in others really belong to you? Is your vision clear or clouded by what you want to see? Yeah, we're about to pierce that veil, take a peek behind the curtain, see what's going on behind the scenes. I feel like we're opening up a door to a lot of disclosure in the world, a lot of truth. I feel like don't cling to anything right now. You can have an idea of what's going on, but I feel like none of us fully have the full scope. I feel like we're about to kind of see the truth, and it might be a little upside down from what we thought, for sure. All right, projections. In a cinema hall, you look at the screen. You never look at the back. The projector is at the back. The film is not really on the screen. It is just a projection of a shadow and light. The film exists just at the back, but you never look at that, and the projector is there. Your mind is at the back of the whole thing, and the mind is the projector, but you always look at the other, because the other is the screen. When you are in love with the person, they seem beautiful, no comparison. When you hate, the same person seems the ugliest, and you never become aware of how the same person can be the ugliest and the same person can be the most beautiful. So the only way to reach to truth is to learn how to mediate your own vision, how to drop the help of the mind. The agency of the mind is the problem, because the mind can create only dreams. Through your excitement, the dreams start looking like reality. If you are too excited, then you are intoxicated. Then you are not in your senses. Then whatsoever you see is just your projection. And there are as many worlds as there are minds, because every mind lives in his own world. Yeah, that's intense. I mean, it takes a certain type of level of awareness to be able to, especially right now with like such a division, we're at such a crossroads as humans. We have to come together. We have to kind of drop our projections, drop our opinions. We kind of have to kind of find our center. And I think what we're seeing is the mass kind of craziness rearing its head, kind of coming out. Even as I'm doing this reading, I mean, it's a very intense day, and especially in the United States, I feel like my energy is a little bit more intense. Like I'm talking a little bit faster. I feel like there's a lot coming through. It feels like there's a lot moving forward. And I feel like it's an important, especially in these times where you kind of least want to do it, is and sit down and kind of quiet the mind and find this center, and not have to be right, not have to be, anything. It's to find that center and to find that spark, that God, that peace within you, whatever it is for you, that spirit within you, that quiet voice of nature, sung to you through birds or whatever it is. Find that peace. I think that's why a lot of, monks live in the middle of the mountains. That's why I think I find myself wanting to kind of check out, live in the middle of nature. I resonate more with it. that peace, that quiet. It's addictive. But right now I do feel like we're forced to kind of see the projections and to resolve them, to make peace with it. Sorry, I know I'm saying the same thing. All right, I'm rambling. I'm going to end it here. Thank you, Tauruses, for always being so supportive. If you'd like a personal reading, I'll have a few slots open the rest of this week, probably like 10 or so. And then this weekend I'm going to take off, and then next week I'll be full on again. So feel free to send me an email, spiritualescapades@gmail.com. And yeah, we can figure out a time, and I'll leave the information in my description. Otherwise, if you're just here for this video and this is where it ends, thank you guys so much for all of your support. I truly appreciate it. I know I've been a little bit in and out in my consistency. YouTube just drives me nuts with the censorship. I just feel hindered by it. Love, hate, projections again, coming back to this. Anyways, so silly. All right, I'm gonna end it here. Thanks so much, Taurus. Take care.